Chapter 2 has a simple outline. It's really just 2 stories. Each one's about 12 verses. Both are really easy to do. In fact, this is the easiest chapter in the book of John. So I want to use this opportunity to focus on technique using our story. You should be able to learn both of these in under an hour, so we'll pack it in about 12 steps. Watch the clock to see the steps. First, spend a little time in prayer, as we want to remember from this story that nobody but Jesus can turn something ordinary into something extraordinary. Then you might start by going online and looking through the different versions. Pay special attention to phrases that you really like, or sound natural, or easy to remember. Then go back to your version. For me, that's New American Standard, and make a special point of learning the first phrase, like we said before. Now stop. Stand up with your Bible and move around as you do this. It really helps. Read your Bible out loud so everyone can hear you, even if you're in a room full of people. Don't be shy. This is a great exercise to do with other people, but do it individually so that the room is full of people doing this out loud. Or if you're alone, do it out loud at home. Don't mumble. Say it exactly like you'd like to say it to a group of about 10 people. And use your words like my example. Notice I am telling this in my own words. On the 3rd day, there was a wedding in Cana of Galilee, and Jesus' mother was there. And Jesus and his disciples were all invited. When the wine was gone, Jesus' mother said, "They ran out of wine." Jesus said, "Woman, is that any of our business? It's not my time yet." So his mother turns to the servants and says, "Do whatever that man says." Try to make everything sound as natural as you can. When you finish the entire story, close your eyes. No peeking. And also, cover your Bible. Now I'm going to try saying what I remember with my Bible covered. On the 3rd day, there was a wedding. Jesus' mother said they were out of wine. Jesus said to fill up some pots with water. The man at the wedding said, "You usually serve the good wine first." Jesus said to his mother, "What does this have to do with us?" Not much. That's okay. Now repeat everything several times. Go through the whole process. As you do this, you'll find yourself getting better and better. In fact, even better than you ever imagined, likely. Now you're going to run into some difficult spots. These are problems that keep coming up, and when you catch one, you can work on it. Let me give you an example. So I'm going through the story, and I'm trying to remember this passage. His mother said to the servants, "Whatever he says to you, do it." As I keep doing this over and over, I continually forget the next line. This is the next line. Now there were 6 stone water pots. Now this is a problem. This is a difficult spot for me, and so what I can do is look for key words in each of these 2 phrases that somehow will connect the 2. Perhaps the word "do it" and "water pots." And I might remember doing something with a water pot. Or perhaps servants with the word 6. There are ways to connect it. These are where you're going to have to get creative because your problems will not be the same as everybody else's problems. Now let it go a while and keep picking it up again several times a day. In a few days it will become second nature and you can practice it anywhere, literally. Finally, discuss your story with friends and look for insights. I'll give you just one insight from the second story to show how this can make details in your story a lot easier to remember. In the second story, Jesus is driving out the temple money changers and their animals. The three animals that are mentioned are cows, sheep, and doves. Something about cows is that they're big and easy to catch. Sheep are also big and easy to catch, but doves are small. If you drive out a dove, it flies away. Well, when Jesus drove out these animals, we see that Jesus drives out the cows, he drives out the sheep, but when he gets to the doves, Jesus requests the owner to remove them. There's an insight here that I saw. The insight is that Jesus, in his anger, does not destroy the property of others. Not only do we learn something about Jesus that we may not have known before, and not only do we get insight into how to live our own lives, but I also remember this detail about the cows and the doves. This detail was not from my insight. Actually, I got this from T.B. Hunt in his excellent Bible study called The Mind of Christ. But ever since I heard it years ago, I've never failed to remember this one detail. That's just one example of how learning about the story will actually help you remember the story.